Good morning and welcome into the Lifeline Morning Show. I'm Steven. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. You know, I love getting your day started off on the right foot. And to help with that, I use an inspiring quote. Today, I'm going to use two because they go hand in hand with one another. Oh, I love this. So, there's this guy. Now, he passed away, sadly, back in the 1960s. But the man lived a very long life. He was an author. His name, Eden Phillpotts, and what he had to say was very profound. I'm going to read the quote, and we're going to dig a little deeper, and then we'll follow it up with one more just to kind of put the cap on it, okay? The universe is full of magical things patiently waiting for our wits to grow sharper. Whoa. You know what? It's real easy to look at something and just think, hey, I understand that. I know what that's about. Yeah. You take it for granted sometimes, without taking a closer look. For instance, this particular quote came from a book all the way back in 1919. It was a book titled A Shadow Passes that Eden Phillpotts wrote. And here's what he said. He noted that a magnifying lens could heighten visual acuity, such that the perceived beauty of some plants would be enhanced. So here's a little passage from the book where this quote comes from. In the marshes, the buckbeam has lifted its feathery mist of flower spikes above the bed of trefoil leaves. The fimbriated flowers are a miracle of workmanship, and every blossom exhibits an exquisite disorder of ragged petals finer than lace. But one needs a lens to judge of their beauty. It lies hidden from the power of our eyes, and Meniathys must have bloomed and passed 1,000,000 times before there came any to perceive and salute her loveliness. The universe is full of magical things patiently waiting for our wits to grow sharper. What does that mean in your life? Our wits to grow sharper? Well, that's the development of knowledge to create and use things that reveal the splendor of the ordinary. Yeah, he was suggesting there are many other magical things that will be revealed in the future as our knowledge and capabilities grow. You will see that in your own life. There are things right now that you take for granted, and I know we never mean to, but there are some things you take for granted that you will discover just how intricately woven together they are as you get older and as you consider them a little more, as you pay just a little more attention. It's funny how it works, but it always does. And finally, the quote to cap it off from Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said, "The invariable mark of wisdom is to see the miraculous in the common." So I want you to look at your common today with a magnifying glass. Search for the miraculous. And guess what? You are going to find it. And once you do, you know what I tend to do whenever I see things like that? Whenever I discover those things, I start thanking God for putting them there for me to discover. You know, it's one of those things. He sees the big picture. He knows the end from the beginning. He puts things in our paths that are going to kind of challenge us a little bit. He put things in our path that are going to wreck us just a little bit when we realize how intricately woven together they are. It could be relationships. It could be, well, the people at your workplace. It could be the characteristics that you see growing in your child. There are so many things that are just miraculous. And to actually notice them and thank God for them, that's huge. Here's Elevation Worship with Trust in God. Hey, you listening on the podcast. Thanks for being here. I just wanted to remind you that this podcast is put together from talk segments, talk breaks from my radio show. So if you ever want to just hang out with me live and interact a little bit, you can totally do that. If you're not living in North Alabama, where you can get us on 88.5 JFM, well then go to our website, 885jfm.com. Click that On Now button and press play. I'm on the air from 6 until 10 Central. Okay? And while you're at it, go ahead and send me an email. Tell me your name so I can shout you out sometime, okay? I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Now, back to the show. How would you like to be just a little bit happier? Yeah? You know what? There are 3 things you can do today to make that possible, and I'll share them with you coming up next. I was talking with my daughter recently. If you don't know, she's 9 years old. Her name is Grace, and we were talking about the difference between happiness and joy. I was telling her, Baby girl, happiness really depends on circumstances. Whereas God gives us something even better than that, and that's called joy. That's something you can have despite all the circumstances. And yeah, that's something we all need to know because the joy of the Lord is our strength. That's what the Bible tells us, right? But what about that happiness? What can we do to change our circumstances, our situations, to make sure that we are happier in the moment? Well, came across this guy who seems to have a really good grasp on it. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he's got some pretty cool content over on the socials. His name is Rob Dial, and this is what he has to say about happiness. See what you think.
There's basically 3 things that you should stop doing immediately if you want to be happier. Number 1, you have to stop regretting the past. There's nothing you can do about it. Don't forget the past. You can learn from it and get better from it so you don't make the same mistakes, but you got to stop regretting the past. Number 2 is stop worrying about the future. Psychologists have found that 85% of what you worry about on a daily basis will never happen. That's a waste of your energy. That's a waste of your time. And then number 3, stop looking for your happiness in other people. Other people cannot make you happy. It is absolutely impossible. Happiness is 100% an inside job.
Your word of life today comes to you from Matthew chapter 7, verses 1 and 2 in the New Living Translation of the Bible. Do not judge others, and you will not be judged, for you will be treated as you treat others. The standard you use in judging is the standard by which you will be judged. Whoa, that's a strong one, isn't it? But it's so worth taking to heart. In fact, later on in the show, Brian Trent from Hampton, South Carolina is going to speak a little more on this particular word of life. I want you to be here because he makes such a good point. Something that happened to him at his church where he pastors, and how he would have handled the situation differently if not for the people he surrounded himself with. Let's just say it's a good ending to that story. So be here, okay? In case you can't be near your radio in the next, hour or two, go ahead and tune us in online, 885jfm.com. Click that On Now button and press play. And that way we can keep you company and you can hear that story a little later on in the show. All right. That word of life is all across our socials for you to share with your friends and family. We would be so honored if you'd start a conversation about your faith with that word of life. That's the reason why we do it. We just want to give you a verse or two to think about, to marinate on, to really meditate on throughout the day and see how it makes it just a little better. So I was talking last night with my friend, Ben Davis. He's a really cool guy. He's got a couple of little girls. One of them is actually playing volleyball right now with my little girl. They're on the developmental team over at ARAB. So yesterday they were practicing over at the middle school gym, and he's also got a younger daughter. Now, her name is Mitty, and she is awesome, and we spent a lot of time just chatting last night, and I got to learn a little more about Mitty. And we were talking a lot about dogs. Why? Well, because you see, Mitty just had a birthday party the other day, and she got a pink poodle. A pink poodle on a leash. It's got that little remote control on it so you can make it bark and walk. And it reminds me of like strawberry ice cream and cotton candy all at the same time. Oh, and those pink peeps. It was really cool. She had to show me her new puppy. And then we got to talking about real dogs. And I got to tell her about my dog, Max, about how he was a Walmart mutt. We got him from the Walmart parking lot, right? And then started showing me pictures of his dog, Vinny. And now this dog was like an English bulldog. I mean, he looked like he was a good time. He was a party every single day. But the more we were talking, I found out that Vinny, well, he's not around anymore. He lived like 13 and a half years. That's a long time for a dog, right? Especially for an English bulldog. But I got to thinking about how that's really hard for our kids, having to deal with loss like that, especially when it's a pet. It's like one of the first feelings of loss that they have to process through. And it's tough. But, as you live this life, you experience even more loss. Sometimes it's all of a sudden unexpected, like a vehicle accident. And actually, that happened just a few days ago to somebody who went to school with my wife back in the day. And it's tough getting through stuff like that. It takes a while to really process and move forward. But I came across a story of one son who is missing his mom, who has passed away from cancer, of all things. But there's something that she did, something that she left him that helps him. every day. I want to share it with you. Coming up after your weather and your word of life. So stick around and we're going to get into it. And you might want to grab the tissue because it's that good. And it may do your heart good as well. So stick around, okay? I want to tell you the story about a guy named Matt. You see, Matt recently posted something over on the socials, and it has hit a lot of people's hearts in just the right way. And it's just such a cool story. He had to deal with a loss, the loss of his own mom. But it's what his mom did that makes it easier to process. She actually wrote him a letter. He found it after she passed away from cancer, and it says this. Hello, Matt. I'm writing this letter in hopes of you finding this one day. I hope you knew how much I loved you. You have the kindest soul of anyone I know. You were always there for me when I needed you. You quit your job, knowing you'd not have any income, just so I would have someone to take me to treatments. What an awesome thing to do. Thank you for that. I hope and pray that you are close to Christy and Kyle. Family is everything. I hope that you have found the person of your dreams and that you're very happy and content in your life. You so deserve it. One of the best times spent with you was at Grounds for Sculpting. Do you remember? I'll always be watching over you. I always feared leaving you more than I feared dying. You were the best son ever. Till we meet again, love eternally. Mommy, XO. What a letter. She left that behind just so he could have a final message from her. She just had to communicate that, and she knew it would mean so much, and it does. He says every time he reads it, he tears up, and he smiles at the same time. Because it's happy tears. It's tears of longing and loss, but it's also a happiness from knowing that she thought enough of him in the middle of her grief, in the middle of what she was going through, her battle with cancer. She took the time to write a detailed message just to him. And it makes a huge difference. I just wanted to pass it along to you. When I find stories like this that wreck me, I've got to pass them along to you to let you know that yes, you can find something good even in the middle of the bad. And there's some amazing people with huge hearts who want to communicate their love. And you know what Matt says? Just remember to tell the people you love how much they mean to you and remind them every day that you love them. It makes you want to give somebody a big hug, doesn't it? Yeah. Go do it. Here's Ellie Holcomb. I will carry you. So there's this guy. His name is Dylan White. And I wonder if you know him. He goes by Dad Chats over on TikTok. This guy is hilarious. What he does is he grabs his coffee, his coffee cup, his creamer, all the stuff you need to make coffee, and he gets in his car. And part of the thrill of watching his videos is not just the story he tells, but seeing if he's going to spill the coffee. He almost never does. But the stories he has, oh my goodness. I wonder if you can relate with this one. He's talking about how his son doesn't quite know how to express what he wants for dinner on this particular occasion. So he does it in his own way. And if you've ever heard any of his stuff, you know this is going to make you laugh out loud. So take a listen, and don't take a drink of your coffee anytime soon, because it'll probably end up all over either the person beside you or your dash. So here we go.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Kids should be in charge of naming everything. They should be the marketers of the universe. I got home late last night because I had an event, which means I got home around 6:30. My wife and I alternate on who makes dinner every night. But last night, neither one of us had the energy to do that. So around 6, I just texted her and I was like, are you okay with us just picking up dinner? She goes, yeah, just come home. We'll figure out what to get. Well, I arrived home last night at 6:30 to find my entire family is in complete emotional chaos. It is as if I made the same mistake that I did last year, where I meant to show them Winnie the Pooh, the normal Winnie the Pooh movie, and I accidentally showed them 10 minutes of that really new scary Winnie the Pooh. Wow. Tears, fears, and adrenaline were through the roof. What's going on, everyone? Susanna's at the table with my son. She's like, I don't know what to do. This is on you. Tag, you're it. Buddy, what's wrong? He doesn't say anything. And finally, Susanna's like, he is insisting that for dinner we have people chicken. I'm sorry, what? And at that point, Mason just starts shaking and he's like, I want people chicken. One of those moments as parents where you're like, okay, here we go, folks. Let's strap in. What's people chicken? I'm all ears. Dad, the people chicken. And I'm like, buddy, I don't think that's a thing. Between you and I don't think that would get FDA approval. Chicken made from people? Because like that can't be what we're talking about right now. No, the chicken that looks like people. I understand less now than I did before. And then I had a brilliant idea. I got this. Everyone, step away from the Mason. I grabbed a pen and the nearest thing I could find to write on, which was an envelope. Can you draw what it is you're talking about? Can you draw this people chicken? And he was like, of course. Buddy, that looks like a stick figure. And he goes, yeah, stick figure chicken. Stick figure chicken. Goes on, no joke, for about 17 minutes, give or take 31 seconds, before finally I was like, I don't think we're gonna be able to get people chicken tonight. And finally, my 7-year-old, who again is the Mason translator from the other room, who at this point gave up long ago, she comes in the living room and she's like, Dad, I have an idea. And anytime she has an idea, I will always listen because she's smarter than me and because she is better at troubleshooting than the Geek Squad. She goes, can you pull out your phone and look it up? I was like, well, I could, but if I search people chicken, I might end up on a list somewhere. Just pull up pictures of all the chicken places around us. You are way too smart for your age, for our age, for my age, for any age, really. And it takes no more than 21 seconds, give or take 5 milliseconds, for us to figure out exactly what people chicken / stick figure chicken is. KFC. I don't know why in all the years I've been living, I never thought of the fact that this man might be wearing a bow tie / scarf, or, alternative viewpoint, might actually be just a very large head on a stick figure body. KFC. New marketing slogan. KFC. People chick, without the people in the chick. There's no people in the chick.
No people in the chicken. Nope, no people at all. It's just one of those things, you know? So, there you go. Have you ever looked at the KFC logo? It does look like a little stick figure with a huge head. So, I can totally get why Mason said people chicken. Oh my goodness, that's good stuff, isn't it? Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really enjoy hanging out with you. You know what? Coming up here, we're going to have your chance to win some gift cards. I wonder if you want to win some. Well, let's find out together who is going to take some home. First, here's Jeremy Camp. Say it with me in 3, 2, 1. Give me the horn! All right, now let's go ahead and crank that engine. Then let's start that music so I can say, hey, everybody, it's time to play the Carline competition. Your chance to win some gift cards this morning. I got 3. 1 to Guntersville Chick-fil-A, 1 to Albertville Home Bakery, 1 to the Caring Heart Thrift Store in Arab. You want to try to win? Well, it's a trivia game. I'm going to ask a question, give you the cue to call me up and win all 3. Keep 1 for yourself, give 2 away, and share some love on the radio. Ready for this? Here we go. What is the collective name for a group of leopards? What's a group of leopards called? Is it a prowl, a blotch, a snap, or a leap? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Again, the collective name for a group of leopards. Is it prowl? Is it blotch? Is it snap? Or is it leap? I've already got my caller. Y'all are quick. Goodness. All right, let me go ahead and get that answer. And let me start this song. It's We the Kingdom, and Jesus Does. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name?
Austin Bales.
Austin Bales. All right, Austin Bales, it's Monday. Are you looking forward to school?
Eh.
I got you. What do you like best about school? What's your favorite subject?
PE.
PE, okay. Well, let me ask you this then. Since we're not so hyped up about school, what was your favorite thing that happened over the weekend?
I went duck hunting this weekend.
That's right. Did you get any?
No, sir.
No? Aw, man. Well, maybe next time, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I think you're about to win some gift cards. We're going to find out, though. All right. So we're not talking about ducks, but we're going to talk about leopards instead. What is a group of leopards called? Is it a prowl, a blotch, a snap, or a leap?
A leap.
A leap of leopards is absolutely right. Congratulations to you. It sounds like maybe you should be like a veterinarian or something. You're all about some animals. Have you ever considered that before?
Yes, I have.
Really? So you'd like to be a vet?
Yes, sir.
Oh, very nice. All right. Now you were about to say something. What were you going to say?
I was about to pass them on.
Oh my, we're starting a train?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we could totally do that. Yeah, hey, I want you to shout one person, at least one person out this morning for me. Tell me their name and what you love about them.
I guess my sister.
Your sister. What's her name again?
Aspen.
Aspen. What do you like about Aspen?
He's very nice.
Oh, very good.
Sometimes.
There it is. I was waiting for it. Sometimes. Austin, you rock, man. Have a great day, okay?
You too.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Austin got the train rolling this morning, so 3 gift cards now become 6 gift cards. And I wonder what's going to happen next. Well, you know what? I think maybe we should find out together. Let me ask this question. Okay, in tennis, what name is given to the line at the back of the court? Is it a main line, a sideline, a back line, or a baseline? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Again, in tennis, the name given to the line at the back of the court is called what? Is it the main line? Is it the sideline, the back line, or the baseline? Y'all are quick. I already got my caller. Stay on the phone line with me while I start this next song, and I'll get your answer. Here is Switch with Dylan Chase and Symphony. 88.5 JFM, good morning.
Good morning.
What's going on, Richard Udi?
Doing all right.
Good. I'm glad to hear it, man. So tell me, do you like tennis?
I try to play it.
Yeah, it's kind of tiring, isn't it?
Yep.
Hey, I discovered this other game called pickleball recently, and it's a lot of fun, too. And it's not near as much work. So maybe give it a try sometime.
All right.
All right, but in either sport, that line at the very back of the court, it's called what? A main line, a sideline, a back line, or a baseline?
I'm hoping I'm around when we say baseline.
Baseline is correct. Congratulations, sir. Yes, you just won 6 gift cards because Austin rolled his on. He just started a train, so we got...
I'm going to keep the train going.
All right, man. We're adding another card to it. Very good. We can totally do that. Man, I hope you have an awesome day. You want to shout somebody out?
I'm going to shout out my wife.
All right.
She's always been there for me, helps me out, and keeps me going.
There you go. And you're just getting those brownie points every time you shout her out on the radio. Good job, sir.
Right.
All right. Well, hey, have a great day. We'll talk with you soon.
Hey, you too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. That train just keeps on rolling through. 3 became 6, and now 6 becomes 9. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of love that can be shared. So, I don't know, you want to try your hand at winning? Oh, let me tell you this first. Okay, so if you really like tennis, you'll be very happy to know that we've got some kids from Boaz High School coming tomorrow to the Varsity Radio Show from 2:30 to 4:30 here on 88.5. Isaac Butler is going to be here. He's 18 and he's in 12th grade there at Boaz High School. He does doubles and singles, and he's going to be talking a little more about his sport. He'll be joined by another player as well, and that's going to be a load of fun. We'll do that tomorrow from 2:30 to 4:30 right here on 88.5 JFM on the Varsity Radio Show. Just had to plug that before we go on. Now, let's move on, shall we? The opposite of evergreen is what? Is it seasonal, deciduous, evergreen, or autumnal? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. All right, the opposite of evergreen is what? Seasonal, deciduous, evergreen, or autumnal? 256-505-0885. I mean, you see a prime example of it right now. You have some trees that are this way and some trees that are that way outside. For instance, the ones that are green right now are evergreens, but the ones that lose their leaves are called what? 256-505-0885, and there's my caller. Stay on the phone line with me while I start this song. It's Shane, and Shane, you've already won. That train's been rolling this morning. Well, a question was asked and an answer was given. What happened to the train? Is it rolling still or is it stopping in at the station? Find out next after Rachel Lampa and somebody to you right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I really do have a blast hanging out with you. So thank you for being here. There are teachers and lunchroom ladies and janitors, and there are bus drivers, and there are all the other essential employees needed to make that school function properly. And I mean, how could our kids learn without the teachers? So this morning, we hear from a teacher. Hey, good morning. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. What's your name?
Debbie Barnes.
All right, Debbie. What you up to today?
Oh, just getting ready to go to school.
Very cool. Now, you sound like you might teach school?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I hope I get this right.
What grade?
We have a Christian school, so I teach 6 through 12.
6 through 12. At which one?
We have a small school here in Grant. It's called Faith Covenant Academy.
Oh, Faith Covenant Academy. Very cool. All right.
Yes,
so
sir.
now we're going to put you to the test. It's pop quiz time. Here we go. All right. The opposite of evergreen is seasonal, deciduous, evergreen, or autumnal.
And I'm hoping it's deciduous.
I think you're correct. Congratulations
Oh.
to you.
Wonderful.
And you
Thank you.
just cashed in 9 gift cards. We had a train rolling this morning. So 9, that's a lot of love you can share, right?
Well, I'm hoping I can park the train at my school and
Yeah.
share with our our school.
Perfect. That sounds awesome. You never know how these things are going to end, but there's a whole lot of love being shared. So thank you so much for playing my game.
Thank you. I enjoy the show. Really appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Hey, I want you to shout a couple people out. Tell me their names and what they mean to you.
Well, I should shout my husband out, but I'm going to skip over him and
Under
shout
the bus,
out.
he goes. Under the bus, boy.
Yes. I'm going to shout out our founder of our school up here, Phyllis Kimbrell, who has given an opportunity for these children to come to a Christian atmosphere, learn the Bible for free. It's absolutely a free school that we offer here. So we're very blessed to have this and her in our community. She served our community for a long time with the children here.
Wow.
So the family. Yes, sir.
Yeah, sounds amazing. All right, that's one. Who's the other one?
Okay, I'll get my husband out under the bus and say what a great support he is and how thankful I am the Lord sent him to me.
Oh, that's good stuff. Wow.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what? We had Richard. He scored brownie points, shouting out as well. Now you're scoring brownie points, shouting out your husband. This is just a good morning all the way around. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I'm hoping he'll pitch in some more gift cards so we can cover all the students. So.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Well, we got you started with 9 gift cards. Thanks again for calling.
Oh, thank you much.
All right.
Appreciate you.
What's your address? How cool is that? So the train just stopped at the station. It's stopping at that school right there in Grant. How cool is that? Good stuff, huh? Yeah, you just never know how these things are going to end, but I love when that train really gets going. You just never know. Sometimes you're able to bless a whole class of people, a whole class of kids at their school. And sometimes, it just goes a long way. So thank you for being a part of that. It's always a blast hanging out with you. That's going to bring us to the end of today's Carline competition. But guess what? We'll play it again tomorrow. I can't wait to play it again. So be here, okay? Now, coming up here on the show, we've got some stuff to talk about. One thing in particular is something I talked about all weekend. If you listen to the station, you probably heard the tease. We're talking about how 4 short years makes a huge difference in the life of your kid. Don't believe me? Just take a look at your smartphone. Look at a picture from 4 years ago of your child, and now look at them today. A lot of stuff has happened in those short 4 years, right? Yeah, a lot of changes, not only for them, but actually for you too, Mom and Dad. We're going to talk about that coming up here on the show. So I hope you'll stick around. And just in case you have to step away from your radio, you can always tune us in online, 885jfm.com. Click that On Now button, press play, and you're good to go. Coming up here in the next few minutes, we're going to be talking about the changes that happen to us as parents, not just our kids that are getting wiser and older and changing. It's also us parents. Our role is kind of changing a little bit. And it's something I'm learning as I go along because, my daughter's, she's only 9, and I'm really not looking forward to the dating years. I'm really not. I know it's coming, but let's talk about those changes coming up here on the show. Hey, I'd love to shout you out on the radio. So could you do me a favor? Email me, Steven@885jfm.com. Let me know your name, where you're listening to us from, and something you like about the station. Thank you.
This is Pastor Gary Kraft with your Drive Time Devotion. Recently, I saw a video of a father falling on his son to protect him from a raging bull. The dad was a rodeo veteran and saw what was coming as his son was thrown from the back of the bull he was riding. He acted courageously and sacrificially because he loved his son more than himself. Even though the son chose to put himself in harm's way by riding the bull, Dad still responded. That's a picture of our Heavenly Father. When Jesus told us to pray, He wanted that kind of picture of God in our mind, so that such an impression would cause us to pray differently than if we were talking to CEO God or General God or even Creator God. All those things are accurate, but we're not the dominant trait that would encourage relationship, that would encourage security and peace in the one who was praying. Take a look at the prodigal son in Luke 15. That's the God that Jesus was instructing us to talk to, because what we think about God determines how and how often we will pray. And He wants to talk to us constantly. That's why He created us. We are sons and daughters, not merely servants or soldiers. First and foremost, we are children, and He is Abba, the Aramaic word for daddy. Talk to Him today. He is not flawed or failed like many of our biological dads. He's perfect in every way and wants to be the dad that you always wanted. If you've been born again, the Spirit is crying out from your spirit today. Abba, Daddy, Father. Let's pray. Abba, I'm running to your arms today. Wash me, hug me, help me. I am yours and you are mine. Thank you for the death of your Son so I could be your child too. In Jesus' name, amen.
Just 4 short years make a world of difference. You don't believe me? All right, pull out your phone and take a look at your kid. A picture of them from 4 years ago. How little they were, how far they've come, how much they've grown. Not just physically, but even emotionally and mentally. How much stronger they are now, 4 years later. It's just 4 short years. Wow. And the years, they keep on moving, and things, they keep on changing. And you know what? I came across this author who has a way with words, and she is Elizabeth Spencer. And she says, as your mom, I no longer control your happiness, and that's tough. This is what she wrote. Hey, sweetie, it's Mom. I've been feeling a little unsettled lately. Not just life is crazy and there's always something new to figure out unsettledness, but something deeper. I think it's that I've run smack into one of the hardest and best things about you growing up. When you were little, I wanted you to be happy. And the things that made you unhappy were, by and large, things I could do something about. They were problems I could fix. And in fixing them, I had the power to make you happy. Now you're no longer little. And here's what's hard about that. The things that make you happy are mostly things I can't control anymore. There are things outside of me and beyond me. There are classes and people and friendships and love interests and jobs and achievements and hopes and dreams that I don't, and rightfully so, have anything to do with. If certain situations arise in your life, I cannot, and again should not, handle them for you. I cannot solve a roommate problem if one arises. I cannot carry a heavy course load. I cannot get you a job. I cannot make a person you love keep loving you back. I cannot fix a broken friendship. And of course, it's not my place in any of this to solve, carry, get, make, or fix. But these things and situations and people hold power over your happiness. Yet they do not know you or love you the way that I do. They did not nurse you, console you, or teach you. They're a large part of your life now, as they should be. With them and through them, you are building your own independent future, and you should. But I don't know if I can trust them to care about your happiness. And here's another hard thing. I want you to be happy more now than I did when you were younger, because I love you more now than I did then. Because I know you more now than I did then. And to know you is to love you. Still, I hold on to this hope. Not fingers crossed. Please let it be so wishful thinking, but confident expectation in what I believe to be true. That the happiness deposits I poured into you while I had the chance are there now for you to draw from when other sources let you down. When you fail the exam, when you don't get the job, when your heart is broken because you dared to love and lost. 2, whether in celebration or consolation, I can still sometimes feed you and help heal your hurts and hold you. I can listen, I can pray, and believe me, I do. I can remind you that in all that is changing, some things will stay the same. I can show you that in all that is uncertain, some things are steady and sure. And there's also this. I understand that when you find happiness now, it's your own doing. You are working, studying, exploring, and becoming while I watch, worry, cheer, and pray from the sidelines where I belong. This version of happiness is something you've sought out and found for yourself, which is a new kind of happiness all its own for both of us. Wow, the words of a mom. What a testament to that change. That's right. There are some things that we as parents cannot fix. There's some ways that we cannot bring that happiness like we once did. But I love what she said, those happiness deposits that we've made in their lives. They can always draw from them, and I'm thankful for that. Thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Last I checked, water was free, right? Yeah, but if you want to put that water in a Stanley Cup, oh my, that elevates that water, doesn't it? Because it's in a Stanley Cup. It's become more of a status symbol here lately. I was just looking at them, and $45 for a Stanley Cup? Sure, you can get a lot in there, and it might be made of stainless steel, and it's rugged, and it won't spill. Maybe so, but $45, come on. You know, some people, well, they buy that Stanley Cup and they think, oh, this is like the cup of all cups. I don't ever have to wash it. It's made of stainless steel. It's so clean. Yes, it is clean, but the stuff you put in it makes it dirty, so you have to wash it. But some people don't know how to wash it, so they smell something coming from the cup that they keep water in. It smells a little funky. Why? Because there's probably some mold in that cup. If you've been following any of the trends over on TikTok, you'll know that they're talking about it hot and heavy over there. So what's the deal? Can there really be mold in your Stanley Cup? Well, absolutely there can be. There can be. Yeah, when's the last time you left some sweet tea in a cup, left it on a table for too long? You look at it and there's a green film on top. Ugh. Gross, right? Hopefully that was a plastic cup you could throw away. But your Stanley Cup, you're not going to throw that thing away. Why? It's $45. You better wash it, right? So Stanley says, hey, we've got some different methods, some different ways, different strategies for you to clean these cups, and we want to tell you about them. First, could I please tell you this? If you have a Stanley Cup that has that straw hole in the top, there's probably that piece of plastic right there in the center of that lid, right? It exposes the straw hole. Yeah, do you know that that piece of plastic can be removed? And the funky smell that you're smelling is probably from right underneath that piece of plastic. What you have to do is take your lid off, take your straw out, and then there are these little pinchy looking things on the bottom of that piece of plastic. They're in the top of the lid, on the underside. Pinch those together and poke it out. It will come out and you'll probably see some kind of gunk. It could be brown, it could be green, it could be black, it could be any myriad of colors. That's the source of your smell. Yeah, so wash it. You know, these things are dishwasher safe, so you can put them in the dishwasher, but they recommend putting them on the top rack, all the pieces separately on the top rack. And those straws, you want to clean those out too. Maybe get one of those wire brushes, those really nice ones. You know, it's got the bristles on the end. It's a long piece of wire. You can get the whole thing. Yeah, I've got a few of those at the house too. So keeping them clean. If you want more strategies on how to clean your Stanley Cup, just more than soap and water, well, I'm glad to give them to you. Tell you what, I'm going to go post them right now over on our 88.5 JFM's Come Together Facebook group so you can go and figure out how you would like to clean your Stanley Cup. Maybe with rice or vinegar. Believe it or not, there's a strategy for that. Well, I'll let you see all the rest. 88.5 JFM's Come Together Facebook group. Bring on those spring-like temperatures. I'm ready for them. So is Punxsutawney Phil. Remember, he says that spring is coming. So I choose to believe that spring is coming. I'm tired of the cold. Anyway, right now across North Alabama, I'm still not seeing that magical number. It's 46 degrees right now in Boaz and in Arab. It's 46 also in Huntsville, 48 in Bluntsville, and we're so close here in Guntersville to hitting that nice round number where I get to play my favorite sound effect. But we're not there yet. We're at 49 degrees. So, hopefully next half hour. So there is this amazing family who live over in Hampton, South Carolina. They call themselves the Trent Tribe. And Brian Trent, well, he's the dad. And let me tell you, that man can tell a story. And I love a good story. You know who else loved good stories? If you read your Bible, you're going to see Jesus loved to tell good stories because they relate to us in such an intimate way. You know, he spoke in a way that really resonated with the people he was listening to. So I bet when Brian shares this story with you, that it's going to resonate with you on that kind of level. Here, take a listen and you be the judge.
Hey, can I encourage you to do all you can do today to surround yourself with amazing people that are smarter and wiser than you are. See, sometime back, there was somebody that started coming to our church and after several months started trying to cause problems and division in our body. And after fighting this myself for a good while, I finally had to take it to the leadership team. And their first response as a collective group was this: let's take the next 4 weeks and commit to praying as a group specifically for this person, that they would have a change of heart, because that's the ultimate goal. And if they don't, that God would move them to a place that's more fitting for them. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, because I had fought this for a while. I was kind of hoping somebody would say, well, let's go tell them they got to go. But they didn't. They chose grace and mercy over judgment. And after a few hours of thinking about it, I thought, gosh, what a selfish guy I am. I'm surrounded by these amazing people that extended grace and mercy over judgment. And me knowing that the Bible says to be careful what amount you judge, the measure you judge, because you will also be judged by that same measure. You see, I am going to need grace and mercy. And when the measurement starts with grace and mercy, that's a good thing, because one day I'm going to be measured back on that very thing. If I need grace, I should extend grace. And I am blessed to be surrounded by people that are smarter, wiser, and really, be honest with you, just better people than me, because they make me a better human being. They make me a better pastor. So go find those people. Love you guys.
Can I tell you how blown away I am that he would choose to share that over on the socials? Because it just happens that that's today's word of life. It's from Matthew chapter 7, verses 1 and 2, talking about not judging others. And for you'll be treated as you treat others. The standard you use in judging is the standard by which you will be judged. But to hear it put in a context where it was used in everyday life, in Brian's life, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, I'm so amazed at how God just lines things up. It's like he just plans this stuff out, you know? And I just get to witness it. It's really cool. Bring on those warmer temperatures, right? Are y'all tired of the cold like I am? Yeah, especially the 9 and 12 degrees. Yeah, I didn't do well with that. I'm just saying. No. All right, so right now across North Alabama, let me check these temperatures. It might be that we've reached that golden number. It's 45 right now over in Boaz. It's 46 in Arab. It's 47 in Coleman. I like where this is going. It's 48 right now over in Bluntsville. And guess what? Oh, yeah. It just so happens that Scottsboro and Guntersville are both kissing that 50-degree mark right now. So, hey, it's warming up nicely out there. Sure, a lot of clouds. Not quite seeing that sunshine and blue sky like you hoped, but don't worry, it's coming, okay? So, hey, at least it's warming up. Hey, stick around. We're going to talk about the mom arm. Oh, you know what the mom arm is. Get ready. It's good. A friend of mine posted something over on the socials recently, and I've just got to share it with you. It's so good. I love when I get a hold of stuff like this, and the fact that she's a local lady makes it even better. So here we go. This is from Courtney Madden. And she said this: it's been a relatively uneventful Friday. Thank the Lord. A handful of you know, but many more do not. What an absolute sideshow my life has become. Just to squash any rumors before they're started, it is not within the Mad House. That's what she calls her house because her last name is Madden. The Mad Fam unit is very much intact. As Blake, that's her daughter, and I made our way to Huntsville to meet Craig for dinner, I had one of those light bulb moments that people like to go on about. The car ahead of us made a right turn. However, they did so at approximately 65 miles per hour and with no indicator light. I hit my brake, and almost involuntarily, my right arm flew out in that mom arm thing. Let's not pretend we don't know what the mom arm is. Anyway, the 10-year-old riding shotgun beside me didn't budge. She didn't even look up from her iPad. She just sat there, confident that either one, her mom knew what she was doing, no pressure, or two, if her mom didn't know what she was doing, she was at least looking out for her kid. It was quite flattering, really, the level of confidence she inadvertently expressed in me. Rewind to about a weekish ago. Teresa, Robin, Kylie, Lee, and I were coming home from an incredibly invigorating Connect gathering. Full of fervor for the Lord and delirium induced by consecutive late nights, somewhere along our journey home, Teresa mom-armed me. Truthfully, it threw me way off. I double-taked for a minute, looked at her like one of us had lost our marbles, and I asked, "Did you just mom-arm me? Why? Do I have less confidence in Teresa's ability than Blake does in mine? Absolutely not. Do I subconsciously think that Teresa might not have my back, or in this case, my front? A resounding no. So, why? Why was I so taken aback by someone who I know cares about me, showing me, even in just a subtle little way, that they care about me? I'm a grown-up. I'm supposed to be the one taking care of everyone else. I'm supposed to be the one mom-arming people. I'm supposed to be the doer, the keeper, the listener, the bearer, or am I? maybe what I should be doing is exactly what my 10-year-old did. Sitting quietly, for once, in the passenger seat, being blissfully unaware of the chaos around me, trusting that someone in the driver's seat is looking out for me, anticipating abrupt turns, painstakingly watching out for potential dangers, ready and willing to throw an arm around me and remind me that I'm okay. I can't do that though. Not from here. Not in the driver's seat. I can't be a passenger princess if I insist on control of the wheel. Isn't this the exact thing? It's a big part of what God promises to do for us. Guide us, protect us, love us. In general, I hate driving. It makes me nervous. Sometimes though, even the things we dislike can be what we need to shift our focus. Teresa, thanks. I love you too. Wow, Courtney, thank you so much for sharing that on Facebook. I'm so glad you did, because we all learned a lesson about the mom arm. That's good stuff. I genuinely dislike disclaimers. When somebody says, not to offend you, but that whole thing off the top, they feel the need to tell you, hey, you know what? Here's a little disclaimer. This might not be what you want to hear, but I'm like, oh no, this is not going to be good, right? But I want to give you some hope that maybe, well, we don't have to take things so personally. I'll give you good reason with a little help coming up next. So will you stick around with me? Thanks for hanging out. He's a psychologist, also a New York Times best-selling author. He writes self-help books. His name is Robert Greene, and he's authored books on strategy and power. He's written 6 international bestsellers, like The 48 Laws of Power, The 33 Strategies of War, The 50th Law, The Laws of Human Nature. All these really important, popular works, right? And he has a little idea for all of us. It's the whole thing about taking things personally. Sometimes people just act in a way you feel like they do something on purpose, like they don't like you. And it's the reason why they're lashing out. But could it be that that's not the reason at all? Could it be there's something more going on behind the scenes? That's what Robert's going to talk with you about right now.
The liberating fact is you go around thinking everything is personal. Wow, that person was cold to me in that meeting. They don't like me. I don't like, something's wrong with her. You go around, everything is personal. Oh, why did he say that? Why is my mom telling me this? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm telling you, it's not personal. That's the liberating fact. People are wrapped up in their own emotions, their own traumas. They're reliving things from their childhood. They get angry at you, but you're not really the trigger. So to realize that it's not personal, that people are acting out of their own dramas, their own traumas, their own emotional problems from way back should kind of take all the burdens away from you.
To really make this hit home, think about all the stuff that you're dealing with right now. Yeah, all the drama that's in your life currently. Maybe it's at work, maybe it's at school, maybe it's at home, maybe it's at church. There's some drama that goes on there too. All that drama, you're dealing with it. Don't you think it affects you a little bit? Maybe it, affects the way that you respond to others, or maybe even react to others? Well, everybody is going through their own struggle. And it just so happens that maybe, just maybe, they didn't do that thing that offended you so badly on purpose, that it really wasn't personal. Hey, let's give them a little grace. A little mercy. It goes a long way, right? This morning, I want to talk a little bit about, the change that happens. We did a little of this earlier, talking about how our kids change over the course of, say, just 4 years. There's a lot of growth that happens, right? And the change just keeps coming because they just keep growing. Do they ever actually stop growing? Well, I hope not, right? That's part of life. Learning new stuff, growing in different ways. Sometimes growing out, like sideways in size, it's not fun. Growing up, yeah, that's always fun. Anyway, I wonder if we can talk about some things that you understand as you get older. Just a handful of things. 5 things I want to bring to your attention. Number 1, it's better to be alone than in bad company. Oh, you realize that one, right? Yeah, I've heard it put this way. There are some people in your life who are batteries. Every time you're near them, they recharge you. You're invigorated. You become full of life again. And there are some people in your life that are vacuums. They just suck the life out of everything. Ugh, I hate to talk that way, but it's just true. So spending more time around the people that are batteries rather than vacuums, well, that really helps. Number 2, sitting outside in nice weather, just doing absolutely nothing is a gift. And you can really think of nothing. It's possible. I've done it before. Number 3, not everybody is going to like you, even if you're a good person. And I know you're a good person, but you can't please everybody. Remember that. It'll keep you from burning out because you try so hard to get them to like you. Number 4, turning 18 doesn't make you an adult. Neither does graduating, getting your first place, getting married, or having a baby. It's kind of a gradual thing. And then one day, you're excited because your favorite variety of potatoes are on sale. And you go, oh, this is adulthood. I love that one. It's so funny. And the 5th and final one, this is the pinky on the hand. The joy of a good mattress. It makes a big difference in how well you sleep, doesn't it? Yep, all these things we learn as we get older. Yeah, I know you look in the mirror and you see a few wrinkles, maybe some crow's feet. Maybe the receding hairline. That's what I'm dealing with right now. And man, it gets on my nerves. But I can tell you with 100% authenticity that I am just so happy to be here, even though I'm getting older. And yeah, I've learned a lot. And I'm getting, I would say, even wiser in my older age. And I know you are too. So that's just a few of the things that I found to think about as we get older. Now, I wonder what you would say on this topic. What are some things that you realize the older you get that really hit home that you think everybody should know? I would love to hear from you. The phone number is 256-505-0885. Again, 256-505-0885. Something you've noticed that's changed over time. Something that you've noticed the older you've gotten. Hey, this is what really is important. 256-505-0885. All right? And don't worry, you won't be live on the radio. Don't be nervous. I'll record the phone call. I'll edit it and make you sound great on the radio. I promise. Okay? All right. 256-505-0885. Well, I get to shout some people out right now. I asked you if you would email me, and guess what? You did. Savannah Mitchell says, I was definitely listening this morning on the radio on my way to work. Haha. Hope you are having a great day. Also, could you play I'm So Blessed, please? And thank you for all you do. I love hearing my kiddos sing the songs you play on our way to take them to school. Well, Savannah, thank you so much for listening. Of course, I will play that song for you. I'm so blessed. It's coming up next. And then this one, oh my goodness. I just got to tell you, this makes my heart happy. You know why? Well, I don't usually hear from my niece here on the radio, but I did this morning. Yeah, it's Stella. It says, hey, Uncle Stephen. I'm out of school today for Parent-Teacher Conference Day. Me, Mom, and Nova are in the car and listening to you. I just wanted to tell you I love you, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much, Stella. That is so awesome to hear from you on the email. So, hey, I'd love to shout you out, too. So tell me, what's your name? Where are you listening to us from? Email me, Stephen@885jfm.com. Now, can I kind of shout out where I'm seeing some pins drop? This makes me very excited. Charlotte, North Carolina is hanging out with us, as well as Birmingham, Alabama. We got Reno County, Kansas. Louisville, Kentucky popping up there on my map. Also, Skyline and Arab, Gunnersville and Boaz and Grant. Oh, yeah. And it looks like we got some friends over in Helsinki, Finland as well. So thanks for listening. It really means a lot. Now, by request, I'm so blessed. Well, this morning we've been talking a little bit about how things change. And it was with that in mind that I asked you, are there some things that you've noticed have changed as you've gotten older and wiser? Are there things that take on new importance now? And wow, I had a conversation with Miss Mary Ellis. And I love talking with that lady. She's so wise, and she had some things to say. I want to share it with you now. Here, take a listen to this.
I went to the Lean Into Jesus conference on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I was telling them in Sunday school yesterday. Well, for one thing, loved ones is more valuable to me than ever been as I get older. When I wake up, I go out and just look out, and I thank God for another day. I know that every day is a gift. And when I was younger, I didn't think that way. But I'm telling you the truth. I open the door, I go out, and I look toward heaven, and I thank God that I've lived to see another day. And I thank Him, and I tell Him that it's a gift. And I'm so sorry I didn't know to thank Him the way I do now.
Yeah.
Everything is more valuable to me now. People, just being among people, waking up and nobody calling and telling me that someone is tragically hurt or passed away, and love my loved ones more. And I don't know, just life.
I got you.
I've learned as I get older. And, two, I'm not as judgmental as I once was. Yeah, I'd get upset, if you done all you could do for a loved one, or you see people and just write them off. And now, just seems like everybody's more valuable to me. I go to thinking about Paul, and instead of just saying somebody will never make a change, or they're not worth fooling with either so long, you've done all you can do, I go to thinking about Paul. Now, all the time, he says he was chief of sinners. And look, all the time he was a chosen vessel.
Yeah. Wow. That's good.
Oh.
Thank you so much. And what did you think about the Lean Into Jesus conference?
Oh, good God, it was good. It was good.
Awesome.
We discussed it. That's one reason, some of what I'm telling you. This little lady, I got my papers over there. I'd have to go back and look and see what her name was. And she's another example. Don't write people off. Love God and love people. That's what I've learned over the years. You don't change people by despising them or trying to make them think like you do. Love God, love people, and don't write people off. That little lady was most wanted. She stole. She robbed. It was terrible. You just couldn't believe she's who she is today. And one of the policemen that arrested her, and I can't remember exactly how she came across, seemed like she was watching TV and he needed a kidney.
Yeah.
She didn't know the man. He didn't, well, I guess he would have recognized her because she was one that he had arrested. And maybe she recognized him because he had arrested her. And she kept asking the Lord, what should I do? What should I do? And all the time he had a plan. She gave that man a kidney.
Wow.
And, it just, what a relationship after that. He had to say, now this woman, out and out criminal, I've arrested her several times, and it came to her, he arrested me, and I was the most wanted. The name's 7 different stations she had been on. CBS This Morning, NBC, 700 Club, and several of the magazines. But, boy, she has a ministry now. So many women has been saved. So, like I said, I learned to love God and love people more and not write people off.
That's good.
And I go out every morning and look and just thank God. No, even if it's raining or storming, I thank Him that I'm alive to see it.
Yeah. Well, Miss Mary, thank you so much. Wow. What'd you think about that? Things change as we get older. We start focusing on what really matters. Thank you again, Miss Mary. Hey, it's time for me to wrap this thing up. I don't like this time of the morning because I really like hanging out with you. But if I do have to bid you adieu, then I'd like to share today's inspiring quote with you one more time. Here it is. Eden Philpott said, "The universe is full of magical things patiently waiting for our wits to grow sharper." That's right, and as we get older, those wits do grow sharper, and we start to really look at the fine details, don't we? Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And I want to follow it up with one more. This is from Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said, "The invariable mark of wisdom is to see the miraculous in the common." So I want you to look at your everyday stuff today. Look for the miraculous in it, because guess what? You're going to find it. God is all around you. Find Him today, okay? I'll see you right back here tomorrow.